Today, we uncover a shocking connection between the world of crime, sports, and international drug trafficking. A €2 million drug courier has been revealed as the brother of an Olympic fighter, a fighter who once worked with the infamous Daniel Kinahan. Daniel Kinahan, a name synonymous with both professional boxing and organized crime, is no stranger to controversy. Known as the alleged leader of the Kinahan Cartel, he has been linked to global drug trafficking and violent feuds. Despite his criminal allegations, Kinahan has also played a significant role in boxing, advising world champions like Tyson Fury and Josh Taylor. An English boxer jailed this week over a €2 million drugs haul in Dublin is a brother of a British Olympic fighter who worked with Daniel Kinahan. Former boxer Jamie Stalker, 37, of Liverpool Road, Huyton, Liverpool, and Neil Marr, 38, of Cherry Orchard Drive, Ballyfermot, Dublin 10, were both jailed for 4 years this week over a €2 million cannabis haul which Gardaí seized in Park West Industrial Estate in Dublin on May 24, 2023 following a controlled delivery operation. Stalker is a former amateur boxer and is the brother of former professional Thomas Stalker, who captained the British Olympic team at the 2012 London Olympics. Thomas turned professional and moved to Marbella with Daniel Kinahan, leader of the Kinahan Cartel, as his manager in 2014. Daniel is now my manager and has played a big part in helping me move out here and has taken away all the distractions, he said in an interview at the time. If you listen to everyone else, Marbella is just a party resort full of gangsters, but I've found it to be anything but, he said. But what happens when the worlds of sports and crime collide? This story takes an unexpected turn as we learn about an Olympic fighter tied to Kinahan's network. The fighter's brother was recently caught acting as a courier for €2 million worth of drugs. This raises questions about how far-reaching Kinahan's influence truly is. Authorities have long been cracking down on the Kinahan Cartel, which is considered one of Europe's most brutal criminal organizations. The cartel is responsible for smuggling drugs and firearms across continents. In this case, the courier's arrest highlights how deeply intertwined sports figures can become with organized crime. The Kinahan Cartel operates on a global scale, using its connections in sports like boxing to launder money and expand its influence. It's not uncommon for athletes or their families to get caught up in these networks, sometimes unknowingly. The Olympic fighter's reputation is now under scrutiny. While there are no direct allegations against him, his association with Daniel Kinahan casts a shadow over his career. Meanwhile, his brother faces serious charges for drug trafficking. In another interview, he told of how his life had changed since meeting Kinahan. "My life has really changed for the better. We instantly developed a great energy together and I've had fabulous career opportunities." Stalker had his wedding in Spain in 2017 and among the guests was cartel associate Gary Finnegan. He stayed on with MTK after his pro career and became their chief scout. Dublin Circuit Court heard this week that Jamie also represented his country in boxing and hoped to make the squad for the Beijing Olympics but missed out on a place. He gave up boxing in 2009 and later spiraled into drug use and serious mental health issues. His barrister, John Fitzgerald SC, said that Stalker had a €14,000 drug debt and this led to him becoming involved in the drug smuggling operation. Mr. Fitzgerald said Stalker's role in the operation was to count what was there and he was acting under duress. He said Stalker's brother was a very successful boxer who carried the British flag at the London Olympics and he had written a letter which was handed into court. Another brother turned up to court this week to support Stalker. Mr. Fitzgerald said since going into prison on remand, Stalker has been training his fellow prisoners in boxing and would continue to run a similar training program when he moves to Mountjoy this week. The court heard that customs officers discovered the drugs which were labeled as bedding which had unloaded off a flight from Toronto and Gardaí set up a controlled delivery to Kylemore Industrial Estate in Dublin. Marr drove a van and loaded the pallet with the assistance of undercover Gardaí at Kylemore Industrial Estate before travelling to meet Stalker where both men were arrested. Gardaí seized 104 kilograms of cannabis which they valued at €2.08 million. Keith Spencer BL, defending Marr, said his client got involved in the operation because he owed money to dangerous people over a drug debt. Marr's role was to move the drugs from one location to another. He said he didn't know what was in the consignment but didn't care due to the threats against him. "If I didn't drive the truck I wouldn't be here tomorrow," Marr told Gardaí. "The risk is greater if I didn't do this." He said doing the job was the lesser of two evils and that he was under threat from West Dublin criminals who also threatened his family home. Stalker had 52 previous convictions. Most were for road traffic offenses, but he also had convictions for drugs, criminal damage, and Under the Control of Dogs Act. Judge Duffy said while the drugs seized were a significant amount at the higher end, there was reason to deviate from the mandatory 10-year sentence. She sentenced them to 5 years with 1 year suspended. This story serves as a chilling reminder of how crime can infiltrate even the most celebrated arenas of life. As authorities continue their pursuit of justice, we're left wondering, how deep does this connection go? And who will be next to fall?